The model kit in this video was provided to me by Bandai Namco to celebrate the release of the Narrative Gundam C-Packs in Gundam Battle Operation 2 for PlayStation. Good afternoon, gentlemen. Today I'll be briefing you on Operation Phoenix Hunt, the mission to take down Unicorn Gundam Unit 3, better known as the Phoenix. And let's not beat around the bush here. This thing completely outclasses any of our regular machines, which is why we've been assigned a quote-unquote new mobile suit to help us with our hunt, the RX-9 Narrative Gundam, the prototype machine for the formidable new Gundam. And rest assured, thanks to Luo and company, several upgrade modules have been made available to increase its actual combat performance. Here you can see it outfitted with the C-Packs, also known as the Psycho Package. Because yes, this is a Psycho frame, and if you're willing to bust this out, that should tell you a lot about the importance of this mission. We're not playing around here, and neither is the Narrative Gundam. Owing to its prototype nature, you'll find quite some interesting features here that you won't find in a regular mobile suit. The chest lacks a lot of armor, and the core fighter is quite exposed, but it does have a lot of flexibility. Unlike the new Gundam and Unicorn Gundam, we've got some solid torso movement with even some extending parts. You can really tell that the main focus here was maneuverability versus durability. It's even got a special hip joint to give the legs better forwards movement. Like, the only thing that doesn't move is the back skirt, and if that's the worst part about the articulation, you know you're in for a treat. Even the flaps on the back of the legs can move. And its experimental nature continues with the weapons. Mounted on the machine itself are a pair of 60mm Vulcan guns and 2 beam sabers. They're connected to the backpack with a peg, and rather than the normal softer beam saber blades, they're made out of the same material as the Psycho frame. Minus the bubble, this gives them a very vibrant red color. The real problem though is that the pre-programmed hand motions don't always grip onto them hard enough, so you might want to consider making some modifications. For handheld equipment then, we first get a beam rifle that was quickly assembled using parts for the Jagen's beam rifle and the Unicorn's beam magnum. Don't handle it too roughly because it's already coming apart at the seams. And also unfortunate is that straight out of the box, we only have access to a right trigger finger hand. And then when not in use, it can be stored on the back skirt. And finally, we have the shield. Definitely the most rushed part of the C-Packs because they couldn't even finish painting it. The beam cannon, missiles, and some other parts are all white, just like the rest of the shield. But fortunately, they do still pack a punch. It can be mounted on either the left or right arm with a special brace and can rotate around. And when not in use, it can be stored on the backpack. And since we were just on the topic of painting, if you don't know what to do in between missions, you can paint these parts white, this part of the core fighter black, and the inside of the collar gray. Also, in addition to the metallic front and back camera stickers, you can choose between either standard green eyes or more evil looking red eyes. Choose whichever one you feel like the most. And for those wondering, yes, we do have some leftover parts from the stock Narrative Gundam, although not enough to completely recreate it. The final question then that I'm sure many of you have is, do you want to buy this? And well, I was definitely surprised by this little thing. Standard high grades tend to have pretty rigid torsos, so I wasn't expecting the Narrative Gundam to be as mobile as it is. Combine that with some badass proportions and really good color separation, especially in the head and the legs, and you've got a total winner. For the most part. The shield unfortunately does suffer from a bad case of the remolds, with a double kill of requiring quite a bit of painting and having hollow parts. making it very clear that this isn't part of the standard narrative Gundam, which has excellent color separation and belongs solely to the C-Packs configuration. Also, it would have been cool if we'd also gotten a left trigger finger hand to mimic some of the scenes from the movie. For size comparisons then, here it is next to the new Gundam that this thing was used to develop, and the Unicorn Gundam that served as the inspiration for this C-Packs version. And then finally, here it is next to the standard size Gym Custom and the always bulky Zaku 3. As the prototype of the new Gundam, it might not be bulky, but it definitely is tall. And that has been all for this review of this unicornized new Gundam prototype, provided to me by Bandai Namco. So don't forget to check it out in Gundam Battle Operation 2 for the PlayStation. As always, a big thank you to the Patreon supporters. I hope everyone watching has a great day, and I'll see you all next time.